What if I told you I can help you systematically develop a personalized expertise that is genuinely aligned with your creative identity? Not to become an A+ imitation of anyone else, but to embrace who you are as a creative musician. At the Inspired Contemporary Pianist, we are building systems for you and with you to optimize your skill set and mindset so you can thrive. I'm Dr. Peter John Stoltzman, pianist, educator, and mentor. My mission has always been to help musicians tap into their unique voice, master the learning process, and experience the joy of music through intention and connection. And now I'm inviting you to join the Inspired Contemporary Pianist community. This is not just another piano course. This is a complete ecosystem designed around you, the creative musician who is craving the joy of learning, craving next level breakthroughs and systematic strategies, optimizing your thinking in practice and performance. I know what a difference it makes to get that clarity and to have a consistent accountability. Let me save you the pain of six-figure debt doing a doctorate like I did. In the Inspired Contemporary Pianist, I hand on to you all the things I have learned through 30 years of professional and academic experience. Whether you're a passionate hobbyist or pursuing music professionally, I'm here to help you grow. Everyone is invited to the Inspired Contemporary Pianist free community. It's a hub where pianists support each other, exchange insights, and build momentum together. You can get access to my online live sessions and a variety of resources for practicing and performing. Within the community, you can explore our Academy, featuring a growing library of courses crafted from decades of real-world performing and teaching jazz and commercial piano styles and techniques. Learn voicings, comping, improvisation, rhythm section fluency, and creative arranging all on your schedule. For those who want direct feedback and live interaction, there's the Mastery Group, including individualized feedback on your playing and practicing, monthly live rhythm section sessions, and access to our guest artist masterclasses. And of course, tons of other valuable resources and access to all of the courses. And when you're ready, our studio recording mentorship is the highest level of training, combining performance, composing, arranging, and career-focused coaching, culminating in a recording session at a top professional studio. Join us. Get inspired. Get real results.
Short video.
Hello. What's up? What's up? I see Peter Franklin. What's up, man? Oh, I got you muted. Hey, now I can hear you. Hey, man. Good to see you. I can't see your face, but that's all right. If we get into playing, I'll need to see you. But otherwise, you can stay off camera. It's fine. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mute the Zoom guest. But Peter, put anything in the chat if anything comes up for you, and I'll try to keep my eyes peeled for that as well. Moving things around so I can see the chat. All right. And I think that we're live on YouTube too. So hello to anybody who might be tuning in on YouTube. All right. Today, I'm going to spend a little time up front talking about a very fun piano topic, which is piano-specific, in a larger sense, instrument-specific techniques. On the piano, we have a lot of them because we got a lot of fingers, and we have a lot of notes, right? So I want to take this in two parts and maybe open up for questions and comments, and maybe exploring things together a little bit in between. We'll start with kind of level one two-hand techniques, which are going to probably feel obvious. And then we'll go into level two, which may be familiar, but I'm sure that it's going to feel more like, oh wow, advanced kind of cool stuff. But let's just dive right in, starting with the most common instrument-specific devices and why this is significant, right? So I think a lot of the time when we are learning jazz piano, we learn voicings in the left hand, and we learn to play through a tune. I was thinking about drifting this morning, so I just started playing something like that. Oh yeah, because it's in the two-handed excerpts chart that I put in the chat. I haven't played this in a while. Okay, so that's the A section. That's a pretty typical way of playing jazz piano, right? Melody, improvisation in the right hand, mostly single notes, sometimes some blues stuff, and left hand voicings like this. And honestly, like that takes a while to develop, to get really comfortable and confident with. It can become kind of a rut that we wind up always playing jazz piano in this way. And I see Peter Franklin here. Peter, we were talking about gospel triad pairs the other day. And that's one way out of the kind of tyranny of single line left-hand voicing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it becomes a box, and it can kind of feel very contained and constraining. So these piano-specific techniques, and every instrument has instrument-specific techniques. So as pianists, we got to take advantage of our piano-specific techniques to add some spice and flavor, dynamics, contrast, interest, etc. Right? This can help us build a solo, transition sections, create interaction. There's so many things that piano-specific techniques can do. And just to acknowledge, the fact that we're playing with two hands and we're playing chords at the same time as a melody is a piano-specific technique. The only other instrument that can come close to really emulating this is the guitar, right? But even guitar, most of the time, it's like call and response in terms of chords, then melody, then chords. There are ways of voicing melodies with chords, obviously. And for the few extremely freakish guitarists out there who can do both at the same time, it's a thing. But piano is a two-handed instrument, and uniquely so. Now, how do we get out of just linear playing in the right hand? First of all, the most obvious is just to extend out to an octave and sometimes add another note in between. I'm going to hit my middle finger on there. Could be my index finger. Either way. All right. So this is... This is a way of creating a larger texture. So let's say we're coming into like a second chorus of solo over a tune like Drift In. Right? Then we can build the energy. This was something that really, like, I got a lot of from Red Garland, playing in those classic Miles Davis groups in the late 50s. Wynton Kelly did it as well in those bands and recordings. In the sheet that I uploaded to the Zoom chat, there's a quote from the If I Were a Bell solo from Red Garland. And it's like this. He's basically playing this power chord shape, 1, 5, 8 octave with a fifth in the middle, and playing these standard voicings, G7, 7, 9, 3, 13. Philip Heyman has entered. Hey, Philip. Nice to see you, man. I've got the Zoom on mute, FYI, so drop a comment or a question in the chat if you have one. If you go in the Zoom chat, you will see the sheet that I'm referring to. I think you'll see it. And let's see, maybe I should just put it up on screen as well when I do that. All right. So this is what I'm referring to right here. Just a little transcription of a Red Garland moment on If I Were a Bell. Left hand, standard jazz voicing, 7, 9, 3, 13 on the G7, 3, 5, 7, 9 on the C, and then 7, 9, 3, 13. He drops a flat 9 at the end of that, which is really hip. 9, flat 9 to 3, 5, 7, 9, F major. One thing that's cool about this too is this melody is just it's like that. Straight power chords. This melody is kind of ignoring the harmonic. It's ignoring the harmonic incongruities, which is one of my favorite piano topics. The idea of dual functionality. I'm going to pull this over here and just take it off the screen for a second so you can see both hands. The melody is really an F. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. It's literally an F major triad, right? And like this shouldn't, quote unquote, shouldn't work. But, and this, to my ears, actually sounds really cool, but if you isolate the tensions in there, it's terrible. And if you gave this to a, you know, like a Harmony 1 class, you would have to explain this is wrong. And that's why I'm not big on music theory rules. But if we include the rule of dual functionality, then this all works, because the right hand's following the rules of being in the key, in the melody, left hand's following the rules of the chord voicings. All right. So untangenting, back to the idea of two-handed chords. Let's think about other ways that that this applies. Chordal voicings, typical two-handed chords. Everybody should know their so what voicings, right? If you're a jazz player. If you know these voicings, and maybe the variation on that, where instead of a major third at top, it's a fourth. Either one of these voicings can then be used to create improvisational, arrangement, compositional possibilities. So if we were, let's say, let's keep ourselves in this tune drifting. What did I do? Right? Now, chordal voicings can be lots of different things, whether you're in the so what shape, in the fourth shape, and which mode you're in, and whether you're in or out. Okay? Those are really the three things. What's your shape? What mode are you in? And are you in or out? And in this case, I'm voicing a melody with chordal voicings. If I want to stay in the E, like Dorian mode, maybe I do that. If I want to be free, like I was, stay with that melody and change the voicings if I want. Oh, I love that. All right. This is being recorded. You can go back and study those voicings if you like them. Yeah, that's just another example, two-handed chords, and how, as a pianist, we can create something unique just through utilizing these piano-specific techniques. Now, I think this is a big deal because I've always been jealous of other instruments that can do things that the piano can't. For instance, trumpet. They can, trumpet, you know, any horn, they can hold a note for a long, long, long time, right? We can't. What we can do is tremolo, right? So we could do something like this, it's really not the same as and being able to put on vibrato or not and growl and all of those things that other instruments can do. There's other there are other techniques that other instruments can do as well, like glide or swoop into notes, trombone in particular, but brass instruments in particular, even saxes can do swooping into notes in ways that the piano just can't. Now we can do things like grab a double chromatic or a single chromatic and get into a note, but there are very much limitations on this. Also, like going a little bit out of tune and then back into tune is a really cool thing that we just can't do on this instrument. So we got to take advantage of the things that we have. All right, so two-handed chords is a big part of that. Now, one of the things that two-handed chords utilizes, which opens up a larger umbrella, is just wide range. Right? We have the widest range on this instrument, from almost the top and the bottom of like what's audible to humans. So when you're thinking about like, hey, I want to actually utilize the piano to my advantage and get outside my box and create something dynamic and interesting and engaging, think about utilizing more range. This is something that I would say like all the masters of piano do in their own ways, but for particularly dynamic pianists in this regard, check out Ahmad Jamal. Ahmad would go up to the top of the piano and play a little lick or a line, right? So if he was playing this tune, he might be like, like that, and then maybe like explode with a big chord, right? And a low bass note. McCoy Tyner is another pianist to really check out for how to utilize the whole range of the piano. McCoy is all over the piano, and especially in the low end. McCoy might do something like and really dig into those low bass notes and just create something super dynamic. Okay, so utilizing a wide range. Just to go through a few of the other things, right? Scales, arpeggios are definitely something that you can practice to start to utilize a wider range, right? So if we have, let's say, a Mixolydian scale under our belt, under our fingers, we can really go all the way up and create like a swoosh effect, right? We could do the same thing going down. So let's say we get to the end. So this whole range, I don't love, as I'm playing Mixolydian scale, I'm like, I don't love playing that. I would say, like, if you're going to do it, you probably bebop it and put in the chromatic approach between the flat 7 and the 1. like that. Okay. And let's see. Pentatonic scale, right? Would be another one. So that's it. The black note pentatonic scale is really tricky. I always have to remind myself how I play this. Ugh. I hate this one. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I normally take the black note pentatonic scale in groups of 4 in my fingers. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can take it in 3s, but I don't like doing that. This I haven't showed this in a little while. There it is. What's cool about doing this in 4s is that it gives you basically like a template starting on each note if you want it. So if we started here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we started here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we started here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we started here, and if we start here. So if you get each of those 1, 2, 3, 4s, and just like get the difference of the shape in your fingers. It's a little different, right? To have the space between your thumb and your index versus between your middle and your 4th finger. Okay, so that's like something you don't want to play probably in real life, right? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But if you're going to go up, you're going to wind up with a combination of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 here, D flat, B flat, A flat. All right. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba ba. If we started here, and then you start to feel those patterns. There's like a repeating pattern if you're going up the pentatonic there. Again, I haven't shed that in a while, so you're getting to see me jump back into shedding. Man, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but it's still trying to ring. That's annoying. Okay. Let's get that back in place. There we go. All right. Cool. So pentatonics, arpeggios. Arpeggios can be just triads. I think over something like E flat dominant 7, you probably don't want to use an E flat major triad. You may. Nothing wrong with that. It's kind of cool. Okay. But you could also use the triad that's built off the 5th, which is B flat. In this case, it'll be B flat minor. And this also goes for our pentatonics. We've talked about that in a separate video. We could talk about it again. Pentatonics built off the 5th, but okay, B flat minor arpeggio. Yeah. So arpeggios are cool. You can see how it creates like it's like a burst. It's like it's almost like shotgun or something. Maybe less violence, like a squirt gun. You know, just like wow, and all of a sudden we're in a fun place, or like a water slide, right? I don't know if we would continue that over A flat. I'm trying to fit it in there. Use the triplets there. So you can see like how dynamic it is to go up high fast or down low fast, right? This is where those techniques of arpeggios, pentatonics going all the way out, scales going fast come into play to create really dynamic stuff. Okay, now speaking of dynamics, this instrument's literally called pianoforte, right? So utilizing a wide range of dynamics. Now, this is not only specific to the piano, obviously. Basically, every instrument has some range of dynamics. But the piano has a particularly wide range of dynamics. And again, this would go back to a player like Ahmad Jamal to really just dig into how he utilizes that full dynamic range. Right, so we get to the top. Right, etc. Okay. All right. Those are the three really fundamental piano-specific techniques that I wanted to bring up today in round one. Okay? We'll go to level 2 and do some advanced stuff in a minute. So I want to open it up to anybody who's here live to talk about this and to hear what you had to say. I see Phil here. Phil, you got anything to say? You got any questions or comments?
I just unmuted myself.
I see.
You know, and I'm just
I can hear
observe
you.
watching and just taking it all in and trying to imitate whatever you kind of do, bits and pieces of it, and absorb it that way. So I don't have any questions now right now.
Great. Are
Thank
you
you.
at a piano?
Yeah, I am.
Excellent. Okay, man. Beautiful. Hey, feel free to take a video of yourself. And if there's things that come up that you're like, man, I'm working on this and I don't know how this, how to implement it, shoot it to me in the community. All right.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, cool. All right. Shall we get into advanced stuff?
Yes, let's go ahead.
All right. Excellent.
Hit
Hey,
us with
man.
it.
Nice to see your face. All right. I'm gonna mute just so you can play
Oh,
unfettered
no.
and go for it. Okay. So let's see. Advanced stuff. Now look, like what's advanced? Maybe all that is advanced, but let's talk about the more outside the box stuff. Let's put it that way. So harmonic chromaticism, and more generally, being able to support whatever harmonic tricks or outness that you're using in your melodic world, your right hand, with left hand chords. This is something that, again, like no other instrument except for guitar can really do in the way that we can. Not even close. So let's think about that. Now, I've already played some of that when I was doing an example there. Left hand going up a half step and back. right hand can follow that chromaticism. Let's say. This is a great place for it in drift in right here. I love doing that when I want to create interest, right? And this is all about creating contrast and interest, right? Creating a moment of like, ooh, and then it surprises people and it gets your band engaged, it gets the audience engaged, it gets you engaged. It creates a new motif, or it creates a transition point where you can change motifs. Let's say we're playing really, really bluesy and motivic. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so you can also substitute harmony and then move it, right? So instead of just an A flat 7, make it a sus, up a half step back. All right. So just trying to find those moments where, like, can I create a harmonic movement here? And, that can extend all the way out to like playing way, way out if you want it. This is not a tune that necessarily like wants to go way out, right? This is like, what was it, 1960? 59? Oof, I forget. We're like hard bop, totally hard bop. So this is like bluesy groove, but it's 2025. So if we're playing a tune like this, we have license to take it wherever we want. If we wanted to go way out, right, we could start with something like, instead of playing E flat, play like A13 sus4. So like the chord I was talking about as a contrast to A flat. And that could then lead us to A flat, which is in the second, third bar. The third bar. Sorry, second bar. Yeah, second bar. So if we play the first bar, A13, right? And what, like, let's play, a D major pentatonic, B minor pentatonic, or E minor pentatonic. How about that? I think maybe it's my chord being funky. I think that's what's happening. Oops. All right. Well, technology. So let's go. Wow, that's wild. Let me see if I can do that a little better. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. Wow. There's a lot of harmonic movement, so you got to be careful when you do this on a tune like this to not lose the tether. Right now, depending on who your rhythm section is, what context you're playing this in, you might be able to extend the tether way out and think of yourself like on a floaty, whatever, like what's that called in the when you're like floating off the back of a boat and you're like up in the air, and it's like I hope this rope holds. And if you really trust your rhythm section, you can go way out and really abandon the time for the moment as long as you're listening and still connected to the band. You can find a landing spot with them. If you want to be more dialed in, though, you wouldn't want to take the tether out too far. Let's try it. Maybe kind of messed up that arpeggio, but trying to get an arpeggio within that pentatonic, but you get the idea. So that's harmonic chromaticism. Now, clusters and textures is another thing. All right. If you want to look for this, oh, by the way, harmonic chromaticism, the absolute master is Herbie Hancock, right? Who wrote this tune, Driftin'. There's lots and lots of other examples, great examples, but there's none better than Herbie. So go study Herbie for harmonic chromaticism. For clusters and textural things, there's nobody better than Chick Corea. Chick use these things to just like really, really cool effect. You can use a cluster as little as 2 notes. Oftentimes a cluster would be 3 notes. Sometimes it's just something like this. Or a little bluesy cluster. Minor third, major third, fifth. Maybe it's a wider interval, like a fifth and a second. But one of the characteristics of clusters is that they do have at least one really close interval of a second or a minor second. So, let's see. Okay. See if I can get through a whole chorus just playing clusters. You can. It's possible. I probably would rarely do that. It's possible, though. It could be fun. But clusters can be a very fun motif to bring in there. And again, just a vehicle for contrast. Now cluster, I said clusters and textures. Now, textures might be different than clusters. Right? Textures might be a specific type of voicing, but in particular, I think of textures as like a bunch of notes put together. So this tune may or may not be a great vehicle for textures. Oh, I'm seeing some comments here that I do want to respond to. Let me do the textures, and then I'll come back to Tomas. When you're going out, what kind of rhythms can you do to generate tension? Great question. That sounded nuts. Love it. Cool. Yeah. Now, textures. How about a diminished texture? That could be fun. Right? When we just use like a weird diminished voicing, something like this is kind of almost like a double diminished. That would be a fun texture. What else would be a fun texture? Like making it like E flat Dorian. Ooh, that would be interesting. So in this case, I'm actually doubling this nice thick voicing. You could do it like this. Oh, come on chord. There we go. You could do like an F minor over E flat minor thing. There are these, nice like cluster on top of cluster voicings, like these kind of things. And you can just experiment within a mode. Take a wide interval and a short interval, wide interval, or variations on that, right? I like this one. These kind of things for texturals. There's just so many possibilities if you just use the notes in a mode. Ooh, whole tone is nice texture. Yeah, and we could do that. I'm about to get to whole tone the monk thing. This is a classic two-handed technique. We'll get there in a second. But if we did this on E flat 7, let's see. Shit. It would have to be fast, right? Let's see, can we do it here? Hey, I love that you said that. Thank you. Whole tone could be really fun because there's so many dominants in this tune, right? Again, I'm playing Driftin' for anybody who missed it. C minor, B flat, A, D dominant, G dominant, C dominant, F dominant, why not? B flat dominant. Whoa. Oh! Hey, so you can see the joy that it brings to just explore shit, right? And to have these vehicles for like, again, getting outside of the box and that kind of tyranny of like right hand line, left hand voicing, and that's all you do. That's clusters and textures. Let's keep going because I want to make sure I leave time for some interaction here. So I want to get done with this by like 1. And I have a couple more topics. Another is the two-hand compound rhythms and arpeggiation tricks. So it's kind of 2 in 1. Two-hand compound rhythms is when we want to go like or just whatever kind of rhythmic thing you're thinking, right? Maybe we can tie this into Tomas's question. When you're going out, what kind of rhythms can you generate to generate tension? I bet this could tie in. So let's come up with a compound rhythm and then apply it to going out. There's maybe a more general answer to that also. So I'll try to tie that back in. So let's think about like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little complex. Let's just do 4. And I'm doing triplets. All right, so how can we break this into 2 hands, right? We could take a 2-handed voicing and we could go back and forth. Okay. We could break up the notes within the voicing. This is a little harder with this. I don't do that. Go back up. I like all of these. Oh, that's kind of fun. Chromatic from below. Or chromatic from above. Yeah. Okay, lots of possibilities. For compound rhythms, I love using compound rhythms for composition and arrangements. If I was creating an arrangement for this tune, ooh, boy, let's just see if there's a moment in here that would be fun. Shut up, maybe there. Sorry. Maybe right there. All right. There we go. I'm just taking the same voicings. I'm using like a B flat major triad over standard C minor 9, 7, 9, 3, 5, and splitting it. So splitting out the bottom note of each of these. That's one way to do it. Okay. That's a hard one. It's cool though. This is tricky in the left hand. I don't know that I've ever done that. I think that might be more typical of me. What I would do is like Put 3 in the right and then 1 in the left. So I can keep this voicing together. So that would be like. Let's see if we can put it into the melody. I don't know. Anyway, this is why I like using it for composition and arrangement, because I need some time to work it out, right? But you could take any of these techniques and come up with your own shit and make it an improvisational device as well, right? So you can do this with any kind of voicing, clusters, standard voicings, chordal voicings. This works great to break chordal voicings into 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in each hand, 3 in one, and 1 in the other. Right, we're talking about so what voicings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really fun stuff. I would say compound rhythms demand more rhythmic precision. So this is definitely a good study. I should write some etudes with this. I don't have any right now. So create your own. But stay tuned. Maybe I'll write an exercise and create a PDF on it. But compound rhythms demand more rhythmic specificity and in the pocket. So you really got to use this to study your subdivisions, right? So if we're we got that swing eighth note pocket. We got this triplets. And 16ths, right? So you could do like this kind of practice using the diminished. 3rd and 7, flat 9, sharp 11, root. I'm using these two together. So we go a Okay, I'm just trying to get through the whole thing, keeping that kind of voicing. That could be a practice. That's definitely not something I would want to improvise, though, right? That would just be a practice. Let's try triplets. Possible. 16ths. It's possible. Definitely possible. That would take some shedding. In the middle of an actual improvisation, how might this kind of thing come into play? Like, yeah. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it happening. Again, vehicles for contrast. That's the point. Okay, one more thing. Arpeggiation tricks in the compound rhythms. Last thing. This is a Chick Corea thing. It was a Thelonious Monk thing as well. And we have the whole tone, Thelonious Monk thing, like B flat, dominant 7, whole tone. We can do 3s and 3s. So you can shed that going up. And going down. That's a cool little piano thing. Chick used a lot of 2s and 2s. Sometimes 2s and 1s. Sometimes like these guys, like I've been doing. Right. 2 and 1. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. 1. We could use that with whole tone as well. You can also use it with like any kind of fun grouping of notes. Clusters work great for this, where you have like 2s and 2s. So I'm using the E flat half whole right now a lot. You can also be like more out with this. Like, I don't know, let's just see. What if we do this? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just making shit up, but that's a really interesting vehicle. 2s and 2s, 2s and 1s, up to 3 on either hand. But honestly, just combinations of 1s and 2s will get you basically all the cool rhythms that you want. And then you can, if you want to create odd rhythms, you can create 2s plus 3s. Right, 2 and 3 gives you 5. 2 and 3 gives you 7, etc. So, lots of interesting possibilities there. One last one, which is more of an arpeggiation all the way up. I started doing a little bit of that, like with this pattern. See how I'm going down with the same pattern? If you do an arpeggiation of a simpler idea, like let's say this, let's stay in the half whole diminished. This is D flat, E flat, E, G, A, C. And then you take this up. You you can create really fun textures. Now this one, when you're creating arpeggio, that's like blah, or blah, doesn't need to be 2s and 2s or 2s and 1s. That could be, in this case, it's 2 and then 4. This is a really nice way, because 6 notes will get you like up, right? If we were doing, I don't know, let's say a more like a more Debussy type of texture. I like that. That's 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I like coming up sometimes on the way down. How about with a chromatic? Ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky. All sorts of things that you can play with and shed and create your own stuff, right? And that's the point of today's session, is to utilize this instrument. So many cool possibilities that are piano specific, nobody else can do, to create contrast, to create new ideas, to create moments of transition, moments of interaction, moments of that draw people's attention, that create those either change moments in your solo or in your arrangement or in your composition, or those moments of connection with your band and your audience. All right, I'm going to stop my lecture demo right there, and just to open it up if you got any questions or thoughts. And Tomas, maybe I could probably get deeper into your question about what kind of rhythms to utilize when you're going out, because I feel like I didn't really get there with the compound rhythms. So maybe I'll start there, and then Phil, I see you're still here, and if anybody has any questions they want to drop in the chat, just go for it. So Tomas, if I was going out with like 2-handed chords, let's say, going back to this, like up a half step and back, all right? Now, okay, so the thing you want as your fundamental baseline is the relationship of tension and release, of in and out, right? So when we have let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now even right here, there's an example of Herbie doing it in the record. Pretty sure this is what he plays on the record. So he goes G7 up to A flat 7. So I think this would be a great example of a first step of like out rhythms accompanying out harmony, is just use it as an anticipation. So, and this will also like get you into thinking ahead, which is a great place to be. So we get like here, we have 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So when we get to like 3, we're going to play something that's anticipating the next bar. Half step above, half step below. Let's try a half step above. A13 going to A flat. 1, 2, 3, top. Right? So I think that move of anticipation is the biggest one. Sometimes the timing of that may be delayed just because you thought of it late. You had to take a minute to process it and then execute it. That can lead to all sorts of fun, creative things. Okay, that like kind of lag. And as long as the tether is secure with your listening, your awareness of the band, right? Awareness of the time and the form. This is the trickiest part. So we go. Now, bridge, we're going to go to A flat, right? Let's do something different here. Let's, instead of anticipating, let's land on an out, and then resolve to an in. All right. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what did I do? Instead of A flat 13 or sus, I played up a minor third, and I made it a sus. So it's a B13 with a sus 4. What's really nice about it going up a minor third is you can still play on a dominant. You can still play the root of whatever chord you're playing. All right, so A flat. If I go to B in my chord, A flat, the root of A flat is still right here. It's the 13 of the B. Right? Woo! And over A flat, the bass player goes. That's way out, right? Woo! Then we come down, chromatic if we want, or we could come down a whole step and then down. All right, here's another moment where, okay, so just to recap, we talked about the rhythms being anticipatory or being land on and out and then resolve, right? Thanks, Thomas. Another thing that we can take advantage of when we're going out is utilizing bass notes to like bass movement to create alternate harmony. So in this case, like when we get da ba ba da 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 ba da dee ba dee da. So dee da dee da dee da da ba da. That's kind of the typical thing that this tune does. Darn it. See if I can just kill that and maybe it won't do that anymore. Wouldn't that be nice if my phone stopped doing that? I think that's good. So if the bass is going down chromatic, what if we move the chords chromatic? C minor, B minor, B flat minor, A minor. Whoa, right? Maybe. We could think of even more wild things to do, but let's just stick with that because that's pretty wild in itself. And then we're going to F minor, right? Okay, F minor. And the bass also does a walk up right here. Not always, but sometimes. we could harmonize that. F minor, E flat over G. A flat major 7. That's basically just F again. What if we made it A flat dominant? So, A diminished. B flat sus. What if we made them all sus chords? Or F minor, G minor, A flat minor. Make them all minor chords. A minor, and then B flat sus. Sus, sus, sus. Woo, that's fun. Let's play that bridge and see how that goes. Start on A, 13 sus. B, 13 sus. Let's try it. Oh no, it's slower. Oh shit. Man, I gotta think about that one. Let's try it again. Bridge. There it is. Okay. Yeah, that's some really fun, interesting stuff, right? I'm gonna take that again. See if I do a little different. Maybe get some compound rhythms in there. Can I get some compound rhythms? Maybe. Let's try it. 1, 2. Yeah, any and all of those are possible. Let's see, one more time. B. Let me calm down, chromatic. Always coming back to the blues. If you're gonna go out, you better be able to play blues, because otherwise, it's like, you're blasting a machine gun, but you don't even know how to. I don't know why all these violent gun metaphors. Jeez, but yeah, it's not even a machine gun. It's like you got in a tank, and you're trying to shoot a tank, but you never went to the, just like to the shooting range with a handgun. I've never done any of that. So this is a stupid analogy, but you get the point. Phil, you're still with me. You got any questions, comments, insights,
Nothing.
challenges?
No, I'm just sort of like I just try to try to pick a couple of your notes in one hand or the other, and just kind of goof around here with the mute on. So, but I picked up all sorts of little cool things. I think some ideas through osmosis. I think, but I don't have any questions. No.
No. Okay. All right. That's cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you sticking with me today.
Yeah, awesome.
Anything you want me to touch on? I've got like 10 more minutes.
I don't have a specific question really right
Oops.
now, but oh, what happened? You lost me. There I am.
There you are.
So
Hey, man.
yeah, no, I don't nothing really right now, but it's
All
been
right.
a lot of fun just try to follow you along, pick up a little rhythm here and a couple little chord changes there, and that's been fun.
Nice.
So
Nice. Cool. Well, as you practice again, right? Just to reiterate, please, send me some stuff, man, in the community, and we'll keep that going. Um, Peter Franklin, you're still with us. How you doing, man? You got anything? To add, or anything you want to go over for a few minutes here? No, maybe Peter's not here. I thought he was here. Okay. All right. Anybody in the YouTube world? I see there's a few people with us. Uh, Feel free to drop something in the comments. Maybe I'll try playing through this tune. How about that? And see how it goes. See if I can do some of the things that I've been talking about. And just to do a quick recap, piano-specific techniques is the focus. Two-hand chords was one of them. Using a wide range of the piano is another. And that could be with linear things like scales and pentatonics. It could be with arpeggiated things. And it could be with like left hand, big bass notes in the left hand. It could be with like using really high lines and stuff. Just really utilizing the full range, and then also the dynamic range of the instrument. And then we get into more advanced and outside the box stuff. We're talking about harmonic chromaticism, and being able to support whatever harmonic ideas you might have in the right hand melodically with your left hand harmony. Utilizing things like clusters and textures, and two-hand compound rhythms and arpeggiated figures. So, yeah, let's see if I can do it. Get all the way through. All right. See if I can play this tune. One, two, three. Yeah. 200 chords. Diminished. Jesus. I should. Try to get in some of those things for you. So, all right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let's see. Any final words from anybody who's still hanging in around? Phil, I see you. Thanks for joining and hanging out for the day.
Yeah, try to just kind of following along with you.
Nice. All right, man. Well, have a great day, everybody. Take care out there. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Oh, and for those of you who didn't already, Phil's in Inspired Contemporary Pianist community, but I see a few people who I never met on YouTube out here. So come join the Inspired Contemporary Pianist community, and you should be able to find the links if you go to peterjohnstoltzman.com. All right, take care, y'all.